What's up, guys? Another chill interview today. We've got Charles, who is up 25K in the last 4 months. Charles is an overall sharp dude. He plays professional poker. He's really good at golf, so be careful. Just an overall sharp dude that loves doing arbitrage, EV betting at nights. So he has a day job, just like a lot of people here. So still 25K in 4 months, part time is pretty sick. So we talk about how he's getting more volume down, how he's transitioned into offshore betting, and just overall chill conversation. So hope you guys dig and learn something. Peace.
In 2 weeks, I made like 4K in October. And I want to say in November, I made like 5.
Yeah.
And then December hit, and I learned that, hey, if you live bet, you can A, get down more money.
Yep.
B, there's no CLV. I made, I want to say 7 in December. I'd have to look at my books. What is up, my guy?
What's up, Charles? How you doing?
How
bro?
are you?
I'm doing
Living the
amazing, dude. Living the dream. 100%.
That's right.
Yeah, it sounds pretty crazy, but I'm just out here chilling on top of a mountain in Colombia in the studio doing my thing every day.
In Colombia?
In Colombia.
Wow. Okay. All right. I guess the
Yeah.
best thing about is this life is you can transplant it anywhere as long as you can as
Yeah.
long as you can access the things you need to access.
Yeah. It's once you figure out sports betting as a market, then you just realize that, well, first of all, you need to be able to get volume down, right? It's definitely easier in
Right.
the States having the US books, but just there's some stuff that works out here, and then there's the offshore stuff, and then there's just other approaches to sports betting, and yeah.
So what do you do exactly?
Well, I use Fliff, and I use all the offshore books,
Yeah.
and I use OddsJam. I also have like other edges of my own, also just like
Sure.
learning about steam chasing. At the end of the day, it's just more ways to get volume down.
Right.
And yeah, what about you, brother? Where are you at? What state are you in?
I am actually I'm in Kansas. We just got legalized
Nice.
sports betting like 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
So before it was all offshore or sweepstakes style stuff.
Yep.
And I actually have like a real world job as well.
Yeah.
I do sales management and finance. So like today I'm headed to Wichita, Kansas to help out my service department. And
Okay.
so I'm pulled over on the side of a major highway to do this little interview real quick. So
Nice.
yeah,
Love it.
are we recording right now or?
Yeah, we're going. This is
Okay,
live.
cool. We're live. Right. Bet.
Yeah. There's a 300,000 people listening right now.
Give or take.
Something like that.
Yeah, maybe someday, right?
Really, I mean, it's just there's a couple thousand people watch these. There's some people love them, some people hate them, some people come and are just angry humans and find a way to, I guess, spread hate. Some people are lovely humans and find a way to spread love. But we're just talking here.
That's so true. The fact is like if you're unhappy with like just life in general, you'll find negatives in any positive. So
Yeah.
I've been to the bottom of every barrel and to the top of my mountain. So I mean, and you find out who you really are in a lot of different instances.
Yeah. There's the people that watch these, some people like find a lot of value in them, right? In the story. Some people are in their beginning phase and they're like they can relate to somebody. Some people are not haven't even started, and then they find one of these videos and they're like, wow. And then there's the people that just hate everything, and they're just come in and they just find something. They'll just find something in the whole 30-minute talk, and they'll just say, oh, and then they'll get off to it. And then there's people that will like follow along on that comment and then like the comment, and they're like, yeah, I hate. But ultimately, what we're just trying to get here is share a story. Hopefully this can help somebody. If it can entertain somebody, that's cool too. But yeah,
absolutely. So like, I guess a little bit about me is like I said, I've been in sales management or sales for the last 10 years of my life. And I really just kind of stumbled into this. One day, the art father, I don't
Yeah.
even know how I stumbled into like his post, honestly, the algorithm and
There we go.
the good old algo.
The good old
And
algo.
I burnt down all of my books in about 2 weeks, had no clue what burning down your book even meant.
Mm-hmm.
And, uh, but I think in the first 2 weeks, I probably made $4,000.
That's
It's on,
amazing.
yeah, off of just our betting, no EV, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I mean, I'm lucky. I have a good job. She has a great job. And, so I had a little expendable income and, uh, it helps in the beginning, but I also believe you can do this.
Yeah.
If you made me start all over and I had all my books and I had $1,000, I could turn it. I could turn a decent month in a month. I promise with $1,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's all
with
you really
live
need.
betting, yeah, I would have that. I could flip it multiple times a night. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Are you,
but that's the key. Like Alex always says, like
yeah.
the more books you have, the better off you are. You never know what two books are going to link up together. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I had a ginormous free roll on a Travis Kelsey, like I think he needed 71 yards off of Bet Online. And who the hell was the other one? Maybe might have been Bovada. Maybe
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. I think it was Novig. Um, and he didn't hit, but I mean, you're free rolling. I'm going to win $6 or I'm going to win like 1,800. So who cares? It's a free roll for a massive payday. So, and
Yep.
playing a lot of poker, I mean, I'm always down for a free roll.
You play poker as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to play a lot
Nice.
of high stakes like uh Omaha,
Oh wow.
and now I play some. Now I play moderate stakes. Like there'll be
Do you
15, 20,000 on the table. So
do you use the whole EV approach to poker as well, or
EV
how
is all
it's
poker is.
yeah.
Uh,
So do you calculate that when you're playing or
I've played poker since I was 6. So
okay.
like we were poor growing up. My dad was a single dad, not to get like too personal here, but and
Yeah.
money was tight. He wasn't good with money. Great
Yeah.
dude. Uh, we couldn't be two different people as far as like personalities and the way we look and stuff. But regardless, absolutely awesome guy. Has grown and smoked more pot than probably anybody I've ever known. So,
He's chilling, man. He sounds like he's
he's
chilling.
chilling. And I've never done a drug in my life. I mean, other than Adderall. So, and it's prescribed. So, but
Yeah.
so we like my dad taught me how to play penny poker whenever I was a kid. So I've
Okay.
been playing poker literally all my life. Started playing with his buddies and stuff, and would hustle them. I remember the first time I won $100 in a night, and I was like, I'm fucking rich. I was like 11 years old,
That's a
and
lot for 11.
oh yeah, man, you win a
That's
hundred
a
bucks
whole
on the
lot.
adults, and you're like, you feel like you made it.
Oh
But
yeah.
so I've played poker my whole life, and like reading
Nice.
people, EV. I mean, that's all poker is should I make
Yeah.
this call, especially if you're playing limit poker. I mean,
Yeah.
it's poker is just strictly science. Does it make sense? If it does, make the call. If it don't, fold the fucking hand.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice. So some high
so
stakes, man. How high were the stakes? How
I
high
mean,
did it get?
I've
Have you
seen
gotten to?
$15,000 pots. That's as big as I've ever played in.
Nice.
About as
That's
big as I want to play in. Because believe it or not, you start feeling a little nervous.
oh yeah. Especially if your bankroll can't even handle that. Like those types
Oh
of
yeah,
tables.
if you're jumping stakes or something like that, you and a lot of these
Yeah.
guys, I mean, they're true grinders. They have their bankroll plotted out, and if they jump stakes and they go bust, they got to go back to work.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm
How I'm gonna interrupt right there because now I'm really so you were a kid, right? So playing poker. When did sports betting
right.
come in? Did you since you were a poker player, did you see it as how do I find an edge in this automatically, or were you recreationally betting and then figured out,
I,
oh,
I
there's
do. So I don't do anything recreationally. Like fishing is my recreation. If
nice.
if like I play to I play to a one handicap in golf, and like every time we play golf, we're gambling. I play in like big Calcuttas during the
Ooh,
summer and stuff like that. So
big
if I'm
baller,
doing
man.
it, no, I wouldn't go that far, but I got buddies that are big ballers. Um, but
Yeah, nice.
if I'm gonna do it, there's either gonna be a profit or an enjoyment, and
Yeah,
that's kind of where it's at. It's so like with sports betting, I got deep into like the AI guys and stuff like that, like following that, and you
yeah,
that's a rabbit hole all in and of itself. So I just kind of this year I don't think I had done much at all. Like it didn't appeal to me. I looked at my books last year and I turned like $1,000 profit, and I was like, that's a lot of wasted time for
yeah,
$1,000. I'm like, I'm not in that stage of my life where $1,000 changes my life. So
yeah,
I'm like, no, I'm good. And I play poker. Well, I
yeah,
usually about twice a week. So I was like, I don't need to be jacking with sports betting. I got a 4-year-old son, and
yeah.
uh, but
But
like I said,
now,
came across Odds Jam, and like
there we go.
10 grand in a month will change your life a little bit. So,
Oh yeah,
or at the
it
very
definitely
least,
does. If
lighten
you're
things up.
if you're struggling and you make 10K out of nowhere,
Oh man,
that is
yeah.
that doesn't happen to me. I'm like, whoa,
So,
hold on, this
so
is crazy.
I was. Don't hold it against me, but I was in law enforcement like most of my younger years, from like the time I was 19 till I was
Yeah,
35, and I went into car sales. A buddy of mine managed a dealership in Joplin, Missouri. And he was like, bro, just come work for me. Come work for me. And it was a big Chevy dealership. He's like, if you don't
yeah.
make more money than you've ever made in your life, he's like, we'll part friends. He's like, but you'll kill it. And well, I look back now, dude was selling me, and I was looking to be sold because I was tired of
Uh,
the BS that comes with that life. And I
yeah.
made 13 grand that month, man. And I remember my washout
Damn.
paycheck was like 6 grand. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
what have I, because you don't make any money as a fucking cop. I mean, that's
That's
just the reality of it, bro. I mean,
that sounded yeah, yeah.
I made
Yeah,
like
that
40
sucks.
grand and I made 13,000 in 1 month. That's a third of the year in 1 month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Um, so it changed my life financially. Um,
Yeah.
some days I want to punch him in the dick because sales
Are
is
you still
a
doing that
different
now?
burden.
You're still doing that now? Is that your day job or whatnot or
Yeah, well, actually, I manage like this sales and finance department
car?
for a big
No.
ag dealership.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. Okay.
like think like big tractors and like
Yeah.
combines. What's funny is like I'm not a farm dude. Like I don't know anything about farming except what I've learned in the last 2 years, but it's been
Nice.
crazy. Turns out there's a lot of money in expensive machines.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
if
that's what I do for a living.
okay. And at nights, is that when you get your volume down?
I get a lot of volume down during the day. Like esports has been
Oh,
shockingly good.
okay.
Um,
Esports ARBs, Esports EV, or
ARBs.
okay. Wow.
Yeah. So
Esports
Betwell
ARBs.
and Bet Online Bovada, those three, they'll link up quite a bit. Now, Betwell nerfs you a little bit.
Betwill?
Um,
Is that
Betwell, Betwell, it's an
Betwill?
offshore. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, okay.
And I just read yesterday that Rebel or Rebet Prop City is adding esports. So that's going to be four
Amazing.
books. And like Betwell, it is weird. Like, I don't know what the rhyme or reason is, but like some of these esports events, they'll let you get down $200 on a handicap, like a
Yep.
+1.5 map handicap or whatever, and
Yeah,
and
it's very virgin
both
market.
and Bet Online, you can pretty well bet whatever the hell you want to on there. So
Mm.
it's
That's
been
that's interesting because so definitely you're probably hitting the side that you're capped at right first because now you
correct. Yeah.
um,
Yep. So
that's an
I'll take a look on Bet Online to see where they're at. Um, and the best thing about it is like they're stale. They stay up there forever.
yeah
So you're not worried about getting naked legged or whatever you want to call it. So then I'll make sure that like whatever the cap is on Betwell, because they get a max button. You just hit the max button, shows you what your max bet can be. Flip it over to Bovada, let's say, and
yeah
see what their max is. Make sure it makes sense. Place the minus. I always place the big minus number first. Um, though I've noticed in esports, like I feel like I would have to go back and like look at the data, but like I think there's more variance than there is in like traditional sports.
yeah
Um, that 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 positive, the plus line hits way more than it does whenever you look at the end of the night
yeah
and look at your sports bets. So I would guess they're still learning. I don't know how long esports
yeah
betting has been around, but
it's very new. It's also there's not many people. The books are kind of a little clueless. The people that model esports really well destroy the books so much because there's just some people that specify in certain things. So yeah, there's definitely not as much volume, obviously, in esports, and the books are kind of more clueless than the sharps in this case. So that's
oh,
why
I could 100% see that.
those
Um,
plus lines hit a lot because yeah,
and Betwell has actually been for live bets. It's been really solid, like at night as well
yeah.
for NBA. It I missed the boat on like NFL. It took
What the
me
correlation
probably a
NFL or
month.
what?
No, just like live betting NFL. Um,
Yeah, why?
I was a little intimidated by live betting at first
Yep,
because
it's too fast.
it's fluid. What I've learned is like sometimes the best bet you make is the one you don't. I know that sounds cliche, but I mean, if it's the line is stale and been up there for a while, or if it starts moving, just get the hell away from it. Move on to the next one, man. There's
Yeah,
plenty of
man.
bets out there.
So
It's
you're right now. You're pregame EV, pregame ARBs, live EV, live ARB, or what are you?
I do
Because you
pregame
said
ARB, I do
okay.
pre-match ARB, and I'm actually it's been pregame or pre-match ARB has been rough lately. Like there's just not a whole lot out there. It feels like, and I'm
Yeah,
very cautious about burning down the books
yeah.
because I've kind of rebuilt uh, and got resituated. I would love to talk to you about how you've gotten with Fliff for this long because they hammered me.
Oh,
Uh,
there's
but it sounds like there was a wave of people that got hammered on Fliff.
yeah, they're the hammer is coming down fast. I don't know how far I can speak to it, but just figuring out how to get more volume down. Um, if you know what I'm saying, that's
Yeah,
basically it. Because that is the struggles of the sharps, right? You can do 100% keep betting, 100% limited accounts. I know people that do it. It's more of a grind 100%. And you kind of gravitate towards live because get more movement down. Some limits increase as well, especially in main
yeah,
market stuff.
yes,
Um, um, sometimes the books mess up on their limit as well. You'll see that in your limit, and you're like, wait, why is this higher or whatever?
right.
But this was more when I was in
ESPN
the States. Yeah,
ESPN
exactly.
bet had a they actually were super strong for a long time, and I may do a little workaround on that. I don't know how much I
Yeah.
can say there, but um, and
So
after I got home from the AFC Championship the other night, which was absolute fire, by the way. Holy shit, what a game! But
Oh, you were there.
uh
Nice.
oh man, it was crazy. But
Sick.
I'm trying to place a few bets, and I knew that like some Super Bowl bets would come up, and all of a sudden the ESPN bet has let me bet like $100, and I'm on a limited account, like
Mm,
$20, and they had a middle that stayed up all night long. It was like 39 and a half yards to 70 something yards, and
with who?
it was
With
like a
ESPN and who else?
7 or 8 per, yeah, ESPN and FanDuel.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So I mean, two main huge markets, and
Yep.
it sat up there all night long. It was still up there whenever I get up the next morning. I was like, damn,
Nice.
they're getting roasted here.
Nice.
If
Yeah. Yeah.
if, the, if that hits, some people are gonna have some days. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. So how how long has this Oddsjam run been going on for you? When did you start
I
using it?
started in late October.
Okay. So what's that? Okay,
Last month,
5 months ish? 4 months? Yeah,
you got
very
November to
long.
or to
Yeah, 3 months.
January to February. Yeah, 3 full months. My
Okay.
first month I made, I want to say 4 grand, and that was all pre-match, and I think that's when I really crippled some books.
Yeah.
I know
Were
that's
you
when
like
Fliff
slamming
kicked
player
me off.
props? You were slamming pregame player
Oh
props?
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
so
yeah,
that's how you
like
get
max.
destroyed. Yeah.
Yep,
Maxing it
max
out, right?
max.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's how you get
yep,
cooked in 2 days.
yeah. I just, and honestly, that's something like, as an affiliate for Odds Jam, like that's something that whenever someone comes to me and if they want me to coach them, I'm gonna tell them the whole the
Yeah.
whole truth. Like, and no one ever told me that. Like, dude was busy with his own life. I realize now that he had a pregnant wife at home, so like he's real busy. Um, but like I didn't know, so I've never had a book tell me no on a bet, so I didn't think it would start now.
Yeah.
And it turns out they absolutely will when they figure out that you're slamming them.
Yeah, yeah. So then in November you were limited more. So what was that like? What was that month like?
Uh,
So 4K
it
October.
was still a good month. I think it was in 2 weeks I made like 4K in October, and I want to say in November I made like five.
Okay. What about December?
Um, because I added Fliff in November.
There we
I didn't
go.
even have Fliff at the beginning, so I added Fliff, and Fliff was an absolute
It's free
crusher.
money. Yeah.
With especially whenever PX was dropping all those big arbs and everything, or I mean, it was just printing money. I think whenever I cashed out my Fliff account, whenever they actually, let me rephrase that, when Fliff cashed out my account,
Huh.
it had like 8 grand in it, and I was like, damn. And I thought I was done. I was like, well, it was a good run.
Yeah,
And
damn.
then December hit, and I learned that hey, if you live bet, you can A, get down more money,
Yep.
B, there's no CLV, so they're not going to rack you the same way.
Yeah.
And I made, I want to say 7 in December. I'd have to look at my books, but
Okay.
and then
So that's around
January has
15K.
been, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's so. I mean, and then January hit, and I added Bovada. I added Bet 105.
The
I would
offshores.
say, what's that?
Oh, the
The
offshores, right?
offshores,
Crypto.
some of the
Yeah.
offshores, right. And I learned in December, I learned about Bet Whale and like how well it matches up live, and how stale their lines stay. And knock on wood, because it's all live betting, I don't do any pre-match with them,
Yeah.
because they're terrible pre-match if you're limited, and they limit you very quickly. But
Hmm.
live, they're still, and they're a niche. Like, it's weird. Like, sometimes they'll let you get down $200 on a money line on a soccer thing, but they won't let you make a $5 bet on corners. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
and
what in
like
the
main
hell
market
is?
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
These books
it's
will say it's
all
main
trad
market.
markets. Yeah, all trad markets
Yeah,
they're a little more juicy.
yeah. So with these
And they
offshores,
suck
how?
in college basketball too, so don't even bother wasting your time
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. It seems like with these like super limited books, you gotta stick to like main market, like famous sports, basically like big league stuff.
Yes, I was really surprised to hear or to see that they would even do esports, like let you get down real money
That's
on
good.
esports.
Yeah, you found the
Um,
net little edge right there.
yeah, I mean, I didn't even
And
know it was out there. So
yeah. So with this month, how's that looking? So 15 up until December. What's this month looking like?
I think I just posted on Twitter with I got 1,300 in bonuses this month,
Sweet.
and I'm right at 8 grand for
Sweet.
ARB.
So
So I'm at
23K.
9,300
So you're around
since the
25K ish, 4 months ish. So
yeah,
that's
and that's
amazing.
not including any bonuses from. I didn't start counting bonuses until this month, and I was talking to I don't know what the ARB father's real name is. Good dude, great dude. Um,
Yeah.
but he was like, he was the one that was
Shout
like,
out.
it's real money, bro. I mean, he's like, even if you were to bust out that account, like you're gonna bust out that bonus too. So I mean, it's real money, and I'm like, well, that's valid.
That's sick, man. That's the
Yeah,
game of the game of adapting. It seems like that's the natural road. Like all the beginners that have past history with the accounts, if they've been donating for years, they'll come in and they'll milk the books because they won't know they're not labeled as sharp, right? For the first couple months. And then there's the
right.
other people that have never donated before, and then they'll burn their books in 2 weeks because they'll be labeled as sharps instantly, and then they'll learn that, and then they'll adapt and say, "Oh well, I gotta prime some books, I gotta do this, figure out other ways." But the people that want to continue to do this, um, for years, I would say, uh, if you'll do it on your own limited accounts, you'll grind it out, and you'll find offshores, you'll find new books. New books will come out, exchanges, and then it ultimately leads to like how good are you at adapting, how fast are you, how serious is this for you, do you want to go the syndicate route, betting partners, do you want to just do your own account, grind more out? But ultimately what ultimately matters is that there's a lot of money to be made here, however road you wish to go. So if you're listening and you're still heck hesitant and you're still like, well, nah, this is BS, or you're just new in the beginning stages, well, continue. Congrats. There's definitely a lot of money in this side hustle, which is the point of these interviews. Once again, help people find people, share some stories, find random pro poker players out of nowhere on a call. um, and yeah, there's so many people that come in these calls from all shapes and sizes. You would say, like, there's a car shop mechanic the other day. The other day, I was interviewing a math teacher from New Zealand that also does this now, like out of the states and other books and other things. People here that are just already math geniuses or accountants or work with data. Well, there's people like
So
me that I don't even work with numbers. I'm more of a producer. I'm a music producer. I also do some filmmaking. This is just like a side thing that isn't even a side thing sometimes. It's like a lot full time. It just fluctuates with my life. Um
um, can I ask you a question about
yeah, go ahead,
about,
bro.
about EV?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like that's the next natural step for me. And I'm sure there's other guys out there just like me that have been doing our betting. And if you're on a limited bankroll or you get limited books, like
Yeah.
I actually think EV betting is what got my Sports Zeno account shut down, though. Uh,
Yeah, well,
sure.
pregame, anything that beats CLV, you'll and depending on the book, right? Some books will take sharps, some books. But yeah, if you're doing pregame CLV beating in any book, eventually you're done. Live,
Really?
yeah. There's no way if you're beating CLV, the book's 100%. Well, no, it's an easy metric to win. In live, you're just gonna be up a lot on a certain book, and you'll get limited for being a winner, right? And then there's like the FanDuel and Caesars that will last a little longer. The offshore that even if you're limited, the limits are still workable. And then in live, all the books you're limited on, then they'll increase. Like we said on ESPN bet and some random bets. So it's just
Yeah,
this
like
wave of random rules. You can kind of
so
say.
stay away from pre-match
I wouldn't say
EV.
stay away pre-match EV because if like you could be limited on FanDuel, right? 10% limit, and then there's a massive pre-match EV bet that they'll still take, and you're already limited, then slam it, right? Especially main markets, right? I would stay away from
Yeah,
player props pre-game EV. That's how you get cooked. You get
bro.
eliminated
I
really
I
fast.
have
So
I
any
don't
book, stay away.
unless it's a massive one or books that I'm already limited on. I
Yeah,
don't even really. I get a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth about pre-game or pre-match player props right now, just
yeah,
because it's like, is it worth burning a book down? And it's not. Um,
exactly.
so unless you got theoretically, hypothetically, you got multiple accounts, not that that would ever happen, but if you did, um,
Yeah,
I guess that's a little bit different. And like, but I'm completely down on putting as much as I can on a free roll for a middle. So like if you give me an
yeah,
offshore with a exchange, and I'm going to get down as much as I can and
yeah.
hope for the hit. Like I hit a Sam Laporta middle on when they lost to the Commanders, and I got home and I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "These numbers can't be right." So I go start scrolling through there, and I'd put pretty decent chunk of change on a Laporta middle, and lo and behold, landed on 51. I was like, "Hell yes!" It's
There
like
we
rolling
go,
the
man.
roulette wheel.
Yeah,
But the difference
ultimately,
is you win no matter what happens.
exactly. Yeah, ultimately, just there's a ginormous amount of people that don't even understand this other side of betting, right? Whether it be middles, EVR, pregame, live, whatever. Figuring it out is the first step, right? And
Yeah.
then getting volume down is the second step. But that's
Yep.
just how you make money here, and this is how you make money here for as long as you want, basically, right? Overcoming the obstacles.
Because
But
sports books aren't going anywhere. I
they're not.
mean,
Now there's exchanges, there's new ones coming out. Now there's social sweeps, like there's offshore, there's this and that. There's your grandma, there's and there.
yeah. I mean, if you want action, it's out there. I get a couple
Yeah.
of buddies in Arkansas, and it's very, very frustrating to me because, like, we're tight. I mean, they're my boys. We playing. They're. I don't know if you know anything about golf, but like they're +3, +4 handicaps, and they're who I play in
No.
Calcutta's with. So we get down with, I mean, some big Calcuttas and have won some big checks. And I'm like, hey guys, this is literally free money. I mean, I ain't gonna bullshit you and say there ain't some times that you're stressed out because the odds moved and you're trying to hustle to cover it up or whatever. But you know what? A lot of times, because I always place the negative side first. Like I would
Tip,
say,
pro tip.
what do you think? 70% of the time, it
You
it
just
turns to your favor. I
yeah.
mean, it's I I
It's
don't have a precise number there, but it sure feels like an overwhelming amount of times I win more money because that line moved, and I have to sit and babysit it for a minute.
yeah. And maybe you're also riding an EV bet. The minus side was the EV side, right?
Yeah, you didn't know.
So you're just EV betting ultimately. Um,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah,
So there's been, and I look back at like earlier in this month, and there was a couple of unintentional EV bets, but I mean that's the nature of the game. If you're doing this, there's going to be some swings, but
yeah,
try to stay on the right side. Try to stay on that negative side, place it first, and uh, work what you got to at that point.
there we go, man. Well, there you have guys have it. Charles knows what he's doing, man. He's sharp as hell everywhere. Don't play him in poker or golf. You might get destroyed. Um, so but It brings me joy to find more people out there doing this. Hopefully, you can continue and other people can join us.
Yeah,
If you guys
the
have any
hustle
questions,
continues.
there will be our Twitters here in the description. If you want to leave hate, go ahead, leave some hate. If you want to leave love, come leave love. It all helps the engagement. Um, but yeah, if you're angry, well, come talk to us. That's
Yeah.
funny, man. I love
Well,
these. I love this. Yeah. Any last words, Charles? Or
I really appreciate your time today, man. I would love to do it again. I lot
yeah,
to learn from you. So
ask any
hit
questions,
me
man.
up and we'll link up again, man. All right.
100%, brother. Thank you for your time,
All right.
and we'll see you guys next episode. Peace out.
All right.